Hello, hello, everybody.
Hi
Merry
guys,
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. I was up at a 12:01 watching this film, ready when it was out, ready to go. So I
Hmm.
am excited to talk about this wonderful film Soul with you guys. We're reviewing
Yes,
that today.
yes.
So
So make
come
sure to
back.
come back.
Hey, we're back. Guess what? We're talking about Disney's, Pixar's Soul. And this is I really was really surprised with this film. I had no expectations, because is directed by Peter Docter, who did the 2015 movie Inside Out.
Hmm.
The one with all the emotions. So
Hmm.
now we have one about soul, and my goodness, just all the art quality of this film and the imagination that everyone did just blew me away. And I love the story too, and jazz and all of it. It was just perfectly fun and lovely and made me cry at the end a couple times briefly. And I loved it. So I want to know what you thought going in watching this movie, because this was a Disney Plus release,
Hmm.
um, and was one of their biggest looking forward to movies of
Hmm.
2020. What were your first impressions when you were watching Soul?
Um, oh, so many things. You know, when they first created Soul, it was actually to be released first into film festivals. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if you knew this. They wanted to actually enter it into film festivals to see how it would garner audience, how the audience will react to it. That's a
Mm-hmm.
great way to see how people will react to a film as you send it through film festivals, but um so many, like when I saw it I was like, oh, okay, they're talking about the soul of each person and what makes them them. And so this guy was music, and so and they did a good job of showing, oh no, his soul is music.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And as the movie went on, you're like, oh, it wasn't. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
His soul was teaching his soul. And so
Mm-hmm.
I don't know his
Mm-hmm.
purpose, I guess, and I know they say it's like the whole thing is not the purpose. It's,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
The living.
um, yes,
Mm-hmm.
the living. I was going to get to it.
Yeah.
But yes, yes, it was the living. But I don't even know where to start. It's such a great movie. Such a great movie. Um,
I love unexpected little turns here and there because, when he's unsatisfied with his life, he thinks that if he's just like, oh, I'm just a substitute teacher, or I'm just a teacher teaching all these kids and they can't play worth darn, and what is that all my life is? And then he has this opportunity to audition and gets the gig to work with a very famous jazz saxophonist, and he was just so elated. And then he just kind of falls and kind of dies on the same day that he sort of dies. Well, we see his soul's journey as it tries to move into the great beyond, and he's like, no, 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 no. And then we saw his adventures from there. I
right.
just liked how he was just determined. He's like, this is just not all there is. He just said, there's more to my life than what just there was. Is this what I have to show for myself for
Yeah.
my whole life?
Yeah.
And it.
See, and sorry to interrupt you, but when I was watching it, I kind of like it was funny because we were with friends and family, and it was late.
Mhm.
So I think we saw it at like 1 or 2 in the morning, and we had family and friends, and we all opened our gifts and blah blah blah. We're all in our pajamas, just laying around, and the thing I kept thinking was, how he was like, "Oh no, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. I'm not done living. I'm not done living." And 22 was literally like, wow, this is all your life is.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
he was like, oh, I'm not ready to leave. It really made me think too. I was like, oh my God, am I going to be like that? Am I going to get out there and be like, no, I'm not done. So they definitely got their point across.
Hmm.
Definitely got their point
Hmm.
across. And I love that they did it so nonchalantly.
Hmm.
They just did it like, you know, y'all stop being stupid. Live your life today. But they
Yeah.
did it in such a way of because when we, eventually later that day on Christmas Day, we went to see other family, and like even my nieces and nephews are talking about it, and they understand the concept of living life to its fullest now.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
so I think Pixar and Disney did a spot on job
Hmm.
sharing that message of live your life today.
And everybody
And
learned a lesson. It's a lesson. A movie, you can appreciate it and also
mhm,
learn a lesson about yourself watching it too.
yes,
Because
yes,
everybody probably came away with it slightly different than
of
everybody else.
course, of course, of course. But the storyline, um, like just I don't know. I loved everything about it. How she was like, look, I'll just give you my pass to Earth because I ain't going anywhere. I don't want to go live. I don't want to go. She's like,
You
I'm
can have
fine
it.
right where I
Okay.
am. And then when they took us to that, is it the Nether realm?
Mhm.
Is that what
Yeah.
they called it
Hmm.
something else? But they were like,
Yeah.
no, here, we kind of stick to our own, and you're not in the afterlife. You're not getting ready to go back down. It's not. So I was like, oh, that's kind of a. But then it hit me because I was like, oh my God, that's where most people are.
Hmm.
Most people are in that zone of not knowing their purpose, not knowing how to live their lives, not knowing
Hmm.
what to do to live their lives. Are they living with the wrong person? Are they living with doubts? And it was so hard. And I don't know if I told you already, but I cried most of the movie. Like even when he died, I was like, oh, that's the end of the movie. But I was like, okay, wait, but it's called
Wait.
Soul.
Yeah.
And I did love the little creations they came up with. Like, what did you think of the little souls?
I
Like,
thought they were just little
so
pups of
cute.
just little seeds. I thought they were seeds. They just reminded me of seeds and
Right.
with arms and legs. And they had no sex or anything like that. They were just there, and they just little bits of consciousness and you know and just learning about different things about how to live before they're ready to be born. I think that was great.
Yeah. I thought it was so cute too. I was like, oh.
But it was really funny how the Terry, I think what was it, Terry and
Terry and
Jerry.
Jerry.
Okay,
Yes.
so Jerry, they're all Jerry's, and
Yes.
Jerry, they're like, you're gonna be ambivalent. You're gonna
Yes.
have issues
Yes.
of incompetence, and you're
Yes.
gonna have issues of. I'm like, you're giving them all these bad habits, bad personality traits. Give them, here's overconfident, insecure, lots and lots of insecure. They put a lot of people with
Yes.
insecure,
Yes.
and then they just added traits as they were going through, and they assigned him as a mentor,
Well, they
to
didn't assign
22.
him. He ran away.
He ran
Yes.
away. Yeah.
Yes. So I did think that was cute though, because he was like, oh yeah, no, I'm a volunteer. Yeah. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
And then yeah. And then when they tried to showcase his life, and that's what I thought was cool. They showcase like all these mentors' lives, and they're like all brilliant, changing lives, helping people, all this kind of stuff. And when 22 took his hands and put him on that thing that changed it to his life,
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was like, wow, that is deep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know why I took this movie so deep, because I was like, it's an animation. I'm not gonna. Yet I cried the whole time. I was like, oh, that's my life. That's my life. Oh, that's my life too. so it was, but there were so many, like the pizza.
Oh
The pizza.
yes,
Like he's like,
yes,
I know.
I
And you're a
know.
cat person.
Oh
What did you
yes.
feel about him falling into the cat?
I thought that was hilarious. I'm a cat, and he's trying to speak to everybody. And then all they hear is like, and I'm
Yep.
like, this is a smart cat, but only 22 can hear him. And I just love how they're trying to make him walk. I don't know how to walk. I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
So basically, he was teaching him he was mentoring him on how to live, just to live. And the thing that I loved was with that falling seed leaf. And that was really what, just sitting there and experiencing it. And that's where he learned, this is just, he got that little spark, right? That's where 22 got that spark of like, I don't want to leave here. I want to live here. I don't know why I was refusing to be born, but wow, this is life. Okay, I want it. I want to experience this. I don't want to, I think also it gives you a lesson too of people like, oh, I just don't want to deal with that. I don't want to mess with it. I'm just going to be in my own little space because I'm comfortable and I'm good, but it's showing you, you need to venture out and live life and get out of your safe bubble. I think it tells you that too. Get out of your safe little bubble, even if it's just little baby steps, and you'll learn to appreciate things, even just small things, and it'll make you want to do more. I think that was a message as well that they were trying to give. That's one thing that I got from the movie as well. It's like, you're in this little safe little space, little thing, little butterfly, just be born into just learn to experience. Don't be in your own little cocoon. Yeah. Don't be in your box. Don't be in your box. Get out of your box. Get out of your box.
Yep. Yeah. And then I did like, as he was making his way, and this was the very ending when he was making his way to the afterlife.
Mm-hmm.
And Jerry comes in and they're literally like, oh, we're going to send you back. And he's like, oh, what about Terry? I loved that little part. And they're like, oh, we talked to him. We handled it. And they're like, oh, what do you mean? And he like reaches over and like, that's all they had to do. That's all. And then he just looks up. He's like, okay, those numbers are right. I was like, that is hilarious.
I loved how they designed those nether beings as like Picasso abstract art, and how they would, it reminded me of some other previous Disney movies on how they would move and things. Just Hercules came to mind with just how Terry was. Terry reminded me of a character from Hercules.
Yes, the Muses.
Yes,
exactly.
And
the way they did, all that. Yeah, I agree. But I loved it. We watched it like probably 3 more times on Christmas Day. And I know this is going to sound bad, but we liked Soul just a little more. Just a little more.
Every time you watched it.
Yeah. But that one was actually perfect for at home. And I think that's why we didn't like watching Wonder Woman at home, because it was made for theatrical experience, surround sound, booming floors, and so that's why, and at home we were just like, put Soul on again.
How many times are you guys going to watch Soul this week before New Year's?
Yes.
I want to know. Let us know in the comments how many times you've watched this movie and what your favorite part is.
Yes. Let us know your favorite part of Soul. Because like Tina said earlier, a lot of people have taken different messages from this movie. So, yeah.
We want to know what message you got out of it.
Because I know my son, he's probably going to hate me for sharing this. I know for my son, he wants to know if what he's doing is his purpose. Hard, right? Because no one wants to see their kids doubt themselves.
Right.
So that was his. He was like, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? I didn't get that. I got live life to the fullest. So we do want to know, like, what do you guys, what's your favorite part and why? What did you guys get from this show? Because it's a beautiful movie.
It's very beautiful.
So don't forget to
Thank you, Disney.
Yes. And Pixar.
And
Pixar. Amazing movie. Like, subscribe.
Ring the bell. See you guys later.
And check out our other videos.